Infinite blessings and love. Namaste, namaskaram. This is Om Oracle Tarot, and this is Capricorn Spiritual Path reading for December 2022. Now, I have to say that these are general readings and may not resonate with everyone. If they don't, that's all right. There's plenty of other great YouTube tarot readers that you can check out. If you would like to get in contact with me, you can do so in the comments below the video. You can also get in contact with me at the Om Oracle Tarot Instagram page, of which there is only one, and the link for that is below in the description of this video. And if any of this reading resonates with you, please feel free to like, share, and subscribe, as it is really most appreciated. I also want to send a big heartfelt sense of gratitude and thank yous out to all those who have liked, shared, subscribed, and donated. It really does mean so much, and again, thank you so much. I also would like to remind everybody to check your other placements, your sun, moon, and rising signs, for a broader picture of what may be going on. You can also check out the mid-month readings that I offer here. You can also check out the full moon and the new moon readings that I also offer here at Om Oracle Tarot. All right, without any further ado, please give us a message for what is on Capricorn's spiritual path for December 2022. 3 cards, please. I only take uprights and I only take jumpers from the deck. All right. So we have the 9 of Pentacles, the Temperance card, the 8 of Wands, and at the bottom we have the 7 of Cups. So in December, you're feeling very self-sufficient at this time. There's this feeling of, I've got this, I can do it on my own. I don't really need anybody's help to accomplish what I'm doing. So you're feeling very self-empowered at this time, and you're also feeling very abundant. As this is usually a card that is read as I read it, as the luxury card. So you have the luxury of this feeling of self-sufficientness here, because this means that you don't have to rely on anybody else. You're definitely receiving messages from the spirit at this time, so it's a good idea to keep a dream journal, meditation journal. Maybe you can keep a pocket journal, as these messages are going to be coming in. But really, this card is depicting a person in a fully cultivated garden here. And this is kind of how I feel that this is kind of speaking about you and the potentials you have moving forward. And then we have the Temperance angel here. So you're feeling very balanced. You're not rushing. You're very patient. You're on your purpose. It appears that your heart is open. Your intuition is on a high. The sun is rising in the background here, so there's this new day dawning for you, and you're about to spread your wings and take flight here. And it does appear, whatever you're working on, you're mixing up something new here. You have something new in the works. But you're definitely coming strong with this balanced energy, self-sufficient and balanced. And then we have the 8 of Wands here. So this is speaking about fast movement, fast action. So whatever you're working on, it does appear that as December moves forward, things do pick up their pace for you in whatever your endeavor is. This is also speaking about communication, fast-moving communication coming in here for you. Excuse me. So we already know that you have these messages coming in from the spirit. And so this is kind of speaking of physical communication. This might be text message, phone call. This might be actual conversation, believe it or not. And it does appear that this is about whatever you are working on here. This can also speak of travel. So this isn't for everybody, but for some of you, there is travel in the works for December. And then at the bottom, we have the Seven of Cups here. So this is all looking very good. You are going to have a lot of options that present themselves to you, because whatever you're working on, it does appear that people will want this. And so in part, this is part of this communication. There's a lot of options coming in for you and opportunities for whatever you're mixing up. Also, this energy of being self-sufficient also is bringing about new opportunities for you, because someone who is self-sufficient, this is the type of person that people want on their team, because they know that they are going to get the job done and they're not going to need to be pushed uphill to do it. You can walk yourself up the hill here. There's also something, excuse me, about an illusion. So some of these options are definitely going to be illusionary and not actually reap the harvest that you're wanting, but also that you know that you can do on your own. So do be mindful of that, because that is part of it. But there is some illusion there other than that is a little unclear, and I think we'll get a little bit more about that as we move forward. So let's get a little bit more information. This is the Yogic Path deck. Please give us 3 cards for what is on Capricorn's spiritual path in December 2022. Dariana, Anahata, one more please. Thank you. So we start out with Dariana. So Sagittarius just got this one in a similar place here. Excuse me. So Dariana is this one-pointed concentration here. This is an aspect of meditation. So with this being very self-sufficient, really working and cultivating on this inner garden, or just in general, garden of abundance that you're using to mix these cups up together with. You're very one-pointed in your endeavor here. And this is why what you're doing is in high demand here, because of this almost hyper-focus on what you're trying to achieve here. This is also highlighting the importance of meditation. So if you don't meditate, you might consider making that part of your daily routine, because this meditation is going to help you sift through some of these unviable options here. And then we have Anahata. So Anahata is the heart chakra. It is the fourth chakra. And this is really where we give and receive love from. So whatever you're working on, you really do love this. And the people can definitely feel this about you and about your work here. And again, this is in part why what you're doing is in high demand. But it does appear you're moving forward with this open heart energy here. Then we have tapas. So this is an ascetic practice carried out for a specific spiritual goal, essentially. So these are essentially either to achieve spiritual power or spiritual purification, things like this. So this is speaking of your practice that you currently have going here. And this is why you're able to have such a one-pointedness about you, because whatever tapas you're performing is really giving you this power of one-pointed concentration. So do know that this is taking place because of the work that you have been doing, say November and October and perhaps through the summer. You may have been doing this for years, but this is coming in for you because of this practice you're doing. So when these things do start to roll in, your schedule becomes more full. I wanted to say hectic, but when your schedule, your day planner starts to fill up, remember to carve out time for this practice, because the practice is what's got you here. Please give us 3 cards, 3 messages for what is on Capricorn's spiritual path in December 2022. And this is the Wisdom of the Buddha deck, as I call it. Thank you. While there are moments of silence while I may be shuffling the cards, do pay attention to anything you hear or see within your mind's eye. You might hear song lyrics or a word. You might smell something that reminds you of something, or a strong emotion may bubble up. This is all your intuition playing a role in this reading. As we are not together in the physical, I am connecting to your energy. So your energy is very much here and a part of this reading. And in a lot of ways, it's in these moments of silence that the deeper aspect of the reading takes place within yourself. All right. All right, we have the fierce Prabhu wielding blue dakini. This is a conduit from sky to earth. And the message here is, be fierce and vanquish whatever is holding you back. So it does appear there's an element of illusion that could be holding you back. There might also be this aspect of being overly guarded that might also be holding you back at this time. But it's saying be fierce and vanquish these things. Meditation is really going to help you out with that. And then we have Green Terra, the Bodhisattva of compassion in action. So you are taking this open-hearted energy and you are acting on it. So whatever you're working on is very heart-based and in alignment with the divine. It says compassion with action yields results. So this card is speaking about what is going on here on this top row. And then we have Vajravari's Creation Fusion Mandala. Bliss swirls of delight. And the message here is focus on beauty, manifest harmony. So it does appear that this is what you are and what you have been attempting to do, is focus on the beauty of love, the beauty of your heart and the divine, the beauty of what you can create and how you feel about it. This is also an aspect of beauty. And you are manifesting this harmony and balance. So this is kind of somewhat of a repeat message. Mantra seed syllable. And if you notice, this is Vajravari standing on her mandala. So this is the card we just got. So this is the mantra seed syllable of the goddess Vajravari. Words have great power. Use them for the greater good. So there may be an element of the spoken word that you are using to create this. You may be utilizing mantra, or there might be an element of spell work. You might be working on poetry, writing speeches, a book. But this is highlighting the importance of your words. Your words have great power. Use them for the greater good here. So not all of these options are going to give you the space to use these words and what you've been creating for the greater good. So definitely choose the option that can benefit the greater good. All right. This is the Gita deck. Please give us 2 or 3 cards for what is on Capricorn's spiritual path in December 2022. 2 or 3 cards, please. Thank you. So we have Super Soul. And on the back of here it says, I reside in every heart. From me alone comes... let me begin again. I reside in every heart. From me alone comes remembrance, knowledge, and forgetfulness. I am to be known by all the Vedas, so spiritual literature. I am the author of the Vedanta, and I alone know the Vedas. So this is the divine speaking. Sorry, that was so clunky. And basically saying that that the divine is speaking and saying that I am not me, but that the divine is the source of remembrance, knowledge, and forgetfulness. So everything, every emotion is bubbling up from the divine, whether that be good or bad. It is all a product of the divine. And that the divine resides in your heart. And this is kind of what you're doing with whatever your practice is wiping the dust off the mirror of your heart so that the divine can reflect in it properly. And essentially, when you do that, and you're kind of stepping into your power here, you are coming into this super soul position, because to realize that the divine is what's emanating from your heart space. So if the divine is within you, how much space is between you and the divine if the divine is within you? And you're kind of starting to realize that you and the divine are one on one level here. So you are realizing that you are this super soul. Now, this self-sufficientness, this balance that you have going, really puts you in this position of a leader. So this says leadership, and this has Shiva riding his cow here, and we have the gods and goddesses, the humans, the demons are all coming out. They're all in service to this leader here. And this is kind of what you're doing here. And it says, whatever a great man does, common men follow. Man or woman. That's just the way it's written. Common men or women follow. And whatever standards he or she sets by exemplary acts, all the world pursues. So do know, because you're coming so strong with this self-sufficientness, you're creating something that is really beneficial. That you're setting a standard here that anybody that comes after you is gonna have to follow in your footsteps here. And in a lot of ways, there will be people trying to mimic what you do or copy what you do, especially when you turn them down for these options and offers here. They're going to say, okay, I guess we'll try to do that. But they can't actually do it like you do it because you have this tapas under your belt. You're coming with this one-pointed concentration and this open heart. So they would have to do a lot of work internally to actually make this click in the right way, which they will most likely not be able to do. So do know that whatever your project is, it does have a certain guard around it, and the guard is this tapas. Please give us 2 or 3 cards. This is the Gods and Goddesses deck. Please give us 2 or 3 cards for what type of divine energies are surrounding Capricorns on their spiritual path in December 2022. 2 or 3 cards. I also have to remind everybody that these are not religious specific readings. These are talking about energies. Unless, of course, you're engaged in one or more of these traditions, in which case the reading can take on extra layer for you. So. Thank you. We got Seshanaga. And Ganga. Why can't I get this up here? Come on. All right. Seshanaga, the king of serpents. And his blessings are patience and fortitude. So you definitely have this patience. Like I said earlier, you have this protective shield on whatever you're working on. So this fortitude that comes from your practice. Ability to serve with humility. So whatever you're mixing up here, whatever you've created, is really to serve, like it says, the greater good here. Physical and mental strength. So you're coming real strong on this mental strength here, to have this one-pointedness and to be actually manifesting with this, because this is what you're doing. You're setting certain things into motion, and they are becoming created. They are manifesting. And the ability to adjust to various circumstances. So to get to here and to work this practice to where you're one pointed, you must have already had this blessing on you, this ability to adjust to various circumstances. So regardless of what circumstance you find yourself in, you maintain this practice, you maintain this one pointed concentration and this open heart. That is a recipe for power. There. And we have Ganga, the goddess of heavenly ambrosia, and she is riding down the river on the back of a crocodile. So this type of energy. And her blessings are purification from sins. So this tapas that you have been performing, part of what it yields, in addition to spiritual power, is spiritual purification. So this is definitely a blessing that you have been receiving for a little while now. Pacification of worldly desires. So this tapas and this purification definitely comes from a purification of your and a pacification of your worldly desires. So you are not completely renouncing these pleasures of the world, but it does appear that you are giving them a rest and perhaps not giving them as much attention as you once were. Liberation at the time of death. So this super soul recognition is what gives one liberation at the time of death. And remedy for physical disease. So you may have dealt with a physical ailment or something of that nature in the recent past, but you have received a remedy for this, and you may currently be in the process of healing from whatever this was. And do know that this is a blessing bestowed on you from the divine. All right. Please give us 3 cards for what is on Capricorn's spiritual path in December 2022. 3 cards, please. Thank you. Two more, please. All right, we'll take them. That is a lot, but that's all right. So we have this blank card. So this recognition of your oneness with the divine is kind of like the screen of the mind is wiped clean when this takes place. And this gives a lot of space for mental clarity and it's like this recognition of this place of merging with the divine is essentially the focus and the end game, if you will, of almost every religious or spiritual practice. So, and it does appear that this is what is coming about for you in December. And this mentioned remembrance, and so this might be something that you have experienced in the past, but you're kind of remembering this in an experiential kind of way. And then we have speed. So again, with this quick moving energy. So I feel like you're patient and you're not in a rush for anything, but things are moving quickly for you. Like I said earlier, your daily planner is going to start to fill up pretty quick in December. And this has a depiction of the stars and the planets, so do pay close attention to the planets, the transits, the moon cycles, as this can all help give you a good idea about the timing of things. You can also utilize these moon phases and the planetary energies to your benefit. And then we have, does consciousness ring a bell? Consciousness. So it does appear that you have been kind of holding back on presenting something. You're waiting for the proper timing to present what it is you've been working on and mixing together here. And it does appear that you are waiting for consciousness, and this is a person in meditation. You're waiting for consciousness to ring a bell, but this person is thinking about this bell. So this is essentially the mind buying itself a little time and saying, well, just wait. I'll let you know when the bell rings. But you are consciousness. You don't have to wait for the mind to say, is this okay? And this is kind of the Spirit's way of saying, whatever you're working on, present it now, or whenever you're receiving this message, is the time is now, and to get on that. And then we have the Virgin Sun Queen. So this is very much of this youthful kind of energy, very much like the Sun card itself, speaking of joy, vitality, positivity. So these are all qualities that you possess and that are kind of flowing from you. And you are really moving into this successful energy. And there is an element of enlightenment with all of this. But you're definitely coming with this youthful kind of energy. And then we have, it's a dog eat dog food world. So and I tell this every time this card comes out, but we all know a dog that thinks that it's a human. And so when it's dinner time and everybody sits down for dinner, it's like, okay, where's my food? And because it identifies as a human, the universe, the divine, however you word that, delivers them this human food, because this is how they identify. Now, the divine uses us as people to deliver this to them. And this is, and I have to say that you really shouldn't give your dog people food, but the divine is delivering to us what is due to how we identify ourselves. So as you begin to identify with the divine here that resides in your heart and that you're one with, then the universe starts to deliver this divine food, this nectar of ambrosia reserved for the gods. This is what you're starting to receive now, because you have changed your identification from this personhood stance to this divine recognition stance. All right. This is the Thoth deck. Please give us 3 cards for what are the hindrances on Capricorn's spiritual path in December 2022. 3 cards, please. All right, we have the 7 of Cups again. Ooh. The Magus. So we have the the Seven of Cups again here. So these options, like I said earlier, not all of them are going to reap the harvest that you know that you can get off of what you're mixing together. So to just go with any and every option that comes your way, an opportunity, would definitely be a hindrance. You're going to know what's right for this, provided you're listening to this heart space and not the mind. Then we have the Magus and the Emperor. So there is this sense of, no doubt when your schedule is filled up and what you're making is in high demand and people want you on your team and you have all these options available to you, you're definitely going to be feeling yourself on this. But what is it? Okay, so it's like anybody can make it to the top of the mountain, but when you're up there on that peak, which it does appear that you are on a peak to a certain extent, that any misstep due to perhaps some arrogance, and that person could easily tumble right down the mountain. So this is definitely speaking with the Magus and the Emperor to keep this arrogance under, keep it in check, and don't let the ego have this. Stay on your tapas, stay on your one-pointed concentration and this meditation. This will help you navigate this, because no doubt you're definitely going to be feeling good, and you should feel good about yourself, but you don't want to become reckless with arrogance here. All right. Please give us 2 cards for what is on Capricorn's spiritual path for December 2022. The path. One more, please. Thank you. So we have the path, and I don't know if it's visible, but this is a path that the divine has designed just for you. And essentially, this is a co-creation, of course, this path here. And the Spirit is really saying, just follow the path. Just follow the path. So these options, and you'll see them as they come up, will definitely take you off of this path that's been designed by the divine. So again, what the Spirit is saying is stay on the path. Stay on the path. And then we have the fawn. So the fawn is a very gentle creature. If you ever watched a fawn, which is a baby deer, walk through the woods and nibble on things, it has a very gentle, graceful, and playful manner about it. It's kind of a meek animal. And so this is really speaking to really embody this child, this inner child energy. But the fawn is not arrogant and is not full of itself. And I don't feel like you are, but this is the Spirit reminding you to stay in yourself, stay in this heart center, and don't let this success and achievement go to your head, as they say. All right. Get a couple cards from the Oracle of Rama deck. First, a Divine Guide card picks us. And then we get a couple cards and messages from the Greater of Oracle of Rama deck. So this is the card, the holy name, and Rama's name. Ram is an incarnation of the divine in the story of the Ramayana, and the name Ram is a very powerful mantra, and it focuses on the solar plex and the willpower, the third chakra. But what this also does is it facilitates the upward movement of this energy from the will in the third chakra, solar plex chakra, and it moves it up to the heart space. So this name of Ram as a mantra is very powerful in doing that. And this the message here is the power of pure devotion. So to love the divine as yourself, that there is no purer devotion. Just putting that out there. To see this oneness, that it's actually this merging place, brings so much incredible love for the divine, and in turn for yourself and for all of reality. This becomes pure devotion because every act and everywhere you turn is the divine. And so you can only devote yourself to this. And this is what it means, this pure devotion. Please give us 2 or 3 cards for what is on Capricorn's spiritual path in December 2022. 2 or 3 cards. And on here is the number 7. So number 7 is the number of confidence. So you're definitely coming in with a lot of confidence. All right. Okay, this says slow progress. Number 7. Frustration and doubt give way. A good omen. So there is an element when your schedule book is all filled up and you're finding a hard time to squeeze this in. These options are coming in for you in such a way that it starts to become frustrating. And this doubt creeps in of, I don't know if I want to go with these options. I don't know if I want to have my schedule so full that it takes away from my practice. And do know that this frustration and doubt is actually a good omen, because this frustration and doubt is redirecting you to stay on the path, to stay on your practice here. And we have victory. It says, all's right in the world. So you're exactly where you're supposed to be. You are in the exact correct time and space for this victory and success that you're going through. The divine definitely has a plan and has a job. I don't really like that word, but has some work for you to do with your specific skill set and whatever it is that you are mixing up here. And the Spirit is reminding you, all's right in the world. Even if there is some frustrations and things don't appear to be moving fast enough, and then they're moving too fast, the Spirit is wanting you to know all's right in the world. Everything's okay. It's all good. You're right where you're supposed to be. All right. Let's get 3 cards from the Tiny Tiny. We'll split the deck 3 ways, and then we'll take the tops of the split. Green, orange, orange. It says compassion. So this open-heartedness and whatever you're working on is of benefit to everyone that comes in contact with it. And you're doing this out of compassion for everyone. It's like down here, compassion with action yields results. So you're taking this compassion, you're putting it into action, and because of that, people want what you're presenting here. It is going well. So what did this say? All's right in the world. And there must be a worry in the back of your mind somewhere concerning this. And the Spirit is wanting you to know everything's all good. Everything is going well. Everything's all right. It says, doubt cancels abundance. So frustration and doubt. So if you were to really sit in this doubt for too long, it would cancel your abundance. And so the Spirit is asking you to make a swift decision with this and go with what your heart is telling you to do. So the Spirit is wanting you to know that this frustration and doubt is trying to redirect you back onto the path. But if you move forward with doubt anyway, I don't know if I should do this, but this looks good on paper, so I'll do this. This would cancel your abundance here. So definitely listen to the heart, which I feel like that is what you're doing. But the Spirit is putting this here to remind you of this, because there does seem to be some level of concern surrounding this. All right. Please give us 3 cards for a final message. What would you like to leave Capricorns with for what is on their spiritual path in December 2022? 3 cards, please, for a final parting message for our Capricorns. Oh, geez. All right. 3 cards, please. Thank you. All right. So we have the Queen of Swords, the Page of Pentacles, the King of Wands, and at the bottom we have the Sun card. And this is it's been placed right next to this other Sun card, the Virgin Sun Queen. So we have the Queen of Swords. So you're definitely, I feel like when these options do bubble up and present themselves to you, you are judging them in an unbiased manner because you kind of already know what you want to do with this. And so I don't feel like most of these options are going to set well with you in some form or fashion, and you have no problem, it would appear, cutting these things out. You're being very direct with these options and people that perhaps want you on their team, and you're saying, no, thank you. Thank you, but no thank you. And so, because of your directness and the shortness of this type of interaction you're having, these people might take some offense to it, and that might be why they're trying to mimic or copy what you're doing. But again, they won't be able to do that. And you're really embarking on this new path here. And you are definitely in this manifestation mode. And there are definitely opportunities presenting themselves to you. Now, I feel like if you give it some time, perhaps after the first of the year, some opportunities that sit better with you will present themselves to you. This King of Wands here. So again, with this leadership energy, we had the leadership Shiva card over here. So definitely people see you as this true leader in whatever you're doing, especially because you're self-sufficient. And when they ask you to work on their team, you're like, no, thanks. And so they can only look at you as a leader, and they must assume also that you have your own team in the works, and because you really don't need them. And they have to honor that. They might not like it, but anybody who's coming with that energy, you have to honor that. There's a saying that the world will get out of the way for someone who knows where they're going, and you know where you're going. So they can only just get out of the way when you say no thanks, because you have this visionary energy about you. And then we have the Sun card again. So this inner child energy coming out and playing, really moving with that type of energy, not this like heavy kind of business energy that some of these options might be coming at you with, but you have this childlike energy, and this child here has his arms spread, his heart is open, his or her, I don't know, but you're really basking in the warmth of the divine, and whatever you're doing, this is easy for you. This might be difficult for somebody else, but this is easy for you. In part because you have this enlightenment. You're definitely getting aid from the spirit. But you have this warmth about you. You are moving with this open-hearted energy, and fun seems to be the name of the game for you. If it's not fun, you're not doing it. If it doesn't feel good, if it doesn't bring joy, you're not doing it. And so you're really embodying this. And again, what you're doing is easy, like easy. Because in the past you have gone through some tests of faith. You have gone through these wounded warrior phases concerning other things that you have created, where perhaps your concentration wasn't as on point, your practice wasn't as on point, but now you're holding your own, and you really, even though you have been wounded in the past, you now possess all of these wands of spirit fire here. And this is all taking place for you because you, even though you've been wounded, you have persisted and persisted and persisted, and now you're coming to these breakthrough moments here. So you definitely deserve this. Don't let anybody tell you you don't, because they don't know what they're talking about. And then we have the Hermit. So you may find yourself keeping to yourself at this time. Especially with all of this busyness going on around you, there is a sense that you want to just kind of withdraw from a lot of this engagement. You might have a full day full of meetings or things like this, and you might just tear the page out and say, forget it. I'm just going to go to the park. I'm going to start the fire in my fireplace and sit in front of it and meditate and drink a cacao drink or whatever it is you drink, a warm tea, and really just sit with yourself, which you now see is one with the divine. And so sitting with yourself becomes this pleasure, because you will be seeking some inner guidance at this time. But having this solitary energy, having these days where you're just to yourself, you're just alone, is really going to be important for you moving forward. And even though you have these achievements, you're still doing this soul searching, which I feel like is quite important, because you're still shining this light onto some of these inner shadows that still remain here. So there's two things. You're definitely being strategic in how you deal with these individuals and this communication coming in. But also these people may employ some trickery. Like I said, they may try to mimic or copy what you're doing. So do know that may be in the works. Also know that everything is going well, and that these people actually can't take this or mimic this. This is coming from something that they don't know how to access. So it does appear that you're dropping some of these burdens of concern, and you're moving across. And it's like on this boat, this ferryman would have a much easier time getting across the river if it didn't have the weight of these burdens of the sword. Also, a wave could come by and tip these swords over and cut everybody on the boat. So you are realizing the importance of dropping some of this baggage, perhaps baggage of the past, of this wounded warrior type of energy, and you're kind of letting it go, and you're taking this rite of passage. What you're going through is definitely a rite of passage for you. But the Spirit is saying, stay on your path. You're going to make it to the other side of this river, where you can really be in this luxury energy. And it does appear both inner and outer luxury, because whatever you're doing, people want it. It's of benefit to a lot of people. So, like it says, stay on your path. All right, I think we're going to go ahead and leave this reading here. Capricorns, I want to send you a lot of love and encouragement. This looks really good for you. And so I would you may want to keep this to yourself, but I would love to know what it is that you are working on that is in so high demand. So if any of this reading resonates with you, please feel free to like, share, and subscribe, as it is really most appreciated. And I appreciate all of you for tuning in, listening, and watching. It really does mean so much. And again, Capricorns, I'll catch you on the next go-round. Peace.